Here it is. Oh, and why is nothing going right today? Here we go. Should be live now, people. Here we are. Hey, Finny, hey man. Took me a second then to get that to work. Can you hear me? Cool. Good evening, everybody. Evening, Guitar Girl. What, this? Oh, I don't want to do it. Pretty horrible. Somebody in the comments said, oh, sorry, I'll just take that down. It's just feeding back a little bit. Said to take the tone down. See, I'm one of those guitar players that never adjust the tone. I just have it up full. Sometimes I disconnect them. So, but if, with it off. Turn it up a little bit. It just doesn't make any difference. Right. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, they are an easy change, Guitar Girl. You're absolutely right, and they're not that expensive either. You can get some good tone riders for about 30 quid for a telly, which I've had before in a telly, which are pretty decent. But yeah, the pickups aren't really an issue with guitars. The neck one's okay though. They seem pretty low output as well. Usually on this setting there's a bit more. It's a bit more gainy, but it's a bit clean, suggesting low output. Ian's here. Encore Blaster Series, as designed by Trev Wilkinson, who also designs Vintage and Tone King, is it? I don't know. But I've never had an Encore before, so I had to try it out because of the Trev Wilkinson thing. And actually, it's a pretty good guitar. For what it is, you know. Through stringing, which is quite nice. It's not bad. Luke! Hey, Luke! How are those exams going? You doing alright? Have you done them yet? Yes, Finny, are you indoors in the dry tonight? I'm on the vinegar tonight. I wasn't going to, but I'm having a stressful time at the moment, so I thought, sod it. I'm having a drink with my friends. Cheers. You wouldn't miss the stream for anything. That's dedication. I have to make you top boss, Finny. Passed with exams, but I had to redo one, so I didn't have time to join you. That's fine, Luke. There's more important things in life than my stream. It's hard to believe, I know. But there is. And passing your exams is one of them, of course. Oh, thank you. Thanks for the hug, man. Sorry, I have to get close. I haven't got my glasses on. Nah? Is that how you spell that? Pronounce that, rather? Thank you for the hug. Thank you very much. This one. Doop. This one's the Harley Benton HP35 refinish, which I've taken so long to refinish. And there is some videos all about it. And I will get back to finishing it. Had a few setbacks with it, but it's coming along okay. It's on the last stages of polishing and stuff. I've left it a long time to harden and stuff, but yeah, it was a red HP35. It's not mine. I'm doing it for somebody else, but and he's been very patient with me as well. I've had it for about 4 months, maybe a bit longer, but yeah. Cool, neon green and the purple thing. Yeah, it was his choice. The colours, I actually quite dig it. It's quite cool. It's like got almost that kind of Joker from Batman kind of feel to it. It's going to have black hardware going on there. There's some I can't remember what the pickups were. He sent me all the gear to put on there, but I can't remember. It's in the workshop. I'm glad you picked up on that, Finny. I did put it there on purpose, just out of view. You can just see the yellow here. Or is it the Solero? Just to annoy you. Kawasaki dirt bike colours. Yeah, that's cool. Never thought of it like that. This guitar's actually warming up on me. Yeah, Telecaster. Guitar Girl suggested I get a Telecaster, didn't you? And I saw this on Facebook Marketplace for 30 quid with a stand and a bag and some bits. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take a punt on it. And Telecaster isn't usually a thing I play, but, you know, this one's pretty good. I quite like it for the money. I sold a lot of gear, yeah, Finny. I sold a lot of gear. I needed to. I need to sell more, actually. So I'm just gonna put the heat. I'm gonna put the heat back on low. It's very cold. I've still got some more stuff to get rid of as well, but yeah, the burnt strat's gone. It's all gone. I haven't got much left. But that's some of the questions that we're going to answer through this Q&A, weekly Wednesday Q&A, which is now changed to the Hutch Club. You're all members of the Hutch Club. And it's mandatory that you have a jam jar full of white wine. It's not really. Edward! Warman pickups, yeah. Yeah, I've done a couple of builds with Warman pickups, very good. I did a oil can build with the Warman pickup. Actually, no, it wasn't an oil can, it was a biscuit tin build that I did in the summer for someone. Do you know what? This guitar is going to be great once I do the action. This is exactly how I got it. A loft find. And the action is a little bit high, and the neck's, needs doing, and the nut needs doing and stuff. The nut's too high. Hear that going up when you push down on the string. It's just a little bit too high on the nut there, but it's nothing major. I actually quite like it. Yeah, very good. Did we find out what? Did anybody find out what was the name of the Wouton? Wouton wood. This is made out of wouton. I've never heard of it before. Sounds like I don't know, some kind of noodle dish. Obviously, it's made in China, and I hope it's not made in noodles. I don't think it's made in noodles. It's my studio that's got a grounding issue. Oh my god, everything does it in here. You can hear it's just slightly kind of. Yeah, it's the room. It's not ideal. Is it really loud on your end? Yeah, it's not the right environment for testing guitars for grounding issues. So it doesn't even go off in the middle position. None of them do. This actually isn't too bad. Some of my guitars really do hum in here. But there's lots of it's not set up ideally. I've got like a light up there, and there's a light over there, and it's all run off there's like four-way extensions and stuff going around the room. It's not set up as a what's the word? Static free studio, I suppose. But I don't really use it as a recording studio much, anyway. And you can always edit those things out. Yeah, certainly a little bit. It's worse when the lights are on. I would love to learn how to do some chicken picking. I've been trying the sweeping things. I did the sweeping challenge, and I'm not very good at that. I don't think I'm ever going to get that. But the chicken picking thing, easy for you to say. I might give a go actually. Yes, noise gate. I have one on my pedal board, definitely. Because it's dirty electrics wherever you go. I remember playing a gig once in a pub. I think it was in Chichester, and every time they put the cellar light on, my amp went really loud, like a foghorn, for no reason. And then they turned the light off, and it would stop. So you knew when they was going into the cellar to get, to change a barrel or something. Hey Simon, not on this one, no. I haven't been playing it much though. I'm bound to though, aren't I? Tell Maria. Lefty guitarist. Yeah, I mean it is Rosewoods, which is so that's cool. It does actually. I didn't really give it much attention. It does actually look pretty nice, doesn't it? I mean the neck overall is pretty good. I'm quite impressed with this guitar for the money, really. It is actually a giggable instrument, I would say. I mean Encores do have a bad reputation, I know, and I have played Encores before but never owned one. And I've played some bad Encores, and I've read some stories on forums and stuff about them being made out of MDF and all sorts of weird things. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. But This is alright. I don't see why people need noise gates. I push so much distortion through the rig. Yeah, it's alright when you're playing, isn't it? But it's when you're not. But yeah. Broke your first string. That wasn't a tuning accident last week. It was completely legit. A legit string break. A legit string break. Doing a 3-step band in a jam and snapped it right in the middle of the strum. 5 years between breaking strings. Blimey, I don't get five gigs. Hey, China Skeptics here. Mike's here. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, nearly there, man. Nearly there. I've been a little bit out of it lately. I haven't done as many video uploads as normal. Oh, I see. I can definitely break strings by looking at a guitar. I've tried everything. There are some hacks I do to reduce the amount of string breakage I get, which do work, which are on my channel. But other than that, it doesn't matter. I'll break a string every gig. Jam jar of wine. It's mandatory now, Mike. If you're going to be in the Hutch Club, maybe I should do these as merch. You know, little jam jar. Yeah, we're nearly there, Guitar Girl. We're nearly there. Andy! I did try going up to a heavier gauge, but it made no difference. But then somebody did suggest that maybe I should go a lighter gauge, which I haven't tried. Why do you need... Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Is that Simon? So, Mike, have you tried these Encores? These Trev Wilkinson designed Encores, this is. Have you come across these? Hey, Mike, I'd love to do a 2K vid with you. Definitely. We'll come up with an idea. Maybe we can just sit around drinking wine out of jam jars and talk nonsense. They're alright. Pickups aren't great. These are the... I don't know what these are. Guitar Tech pickups. Obviously it's all made in China. But it's all Trev Wilkinson design stuff. It's... the guitar itself's alright. Have you heard of Wooton wood? This is what this is made of. That's what it says on the box. Wooton. Never heard of that. It's quite light, but it's a solid wood, I believe. It's maple neck, rosewood fretboard. It's got a graphite nut too, which I thought was a nice touch, and through body stringing, which I thought was a nice touch. For something that's 100 quid, I thought that was pretty good. Yeah, Tone Riders, yeah. I've had Tone Riders in a telly before. Pretty good and not too expensive. Maybe I could bring this to you, Mike. And maybe you could review it. What do you think? I'll set it up first though. The action's a bit... It was a loft find. It's fresh from a loft. Yeah, man. We could do that, couldn't we? You work at a Thai restaurant, and I'm pretty sure we sell something called Wooton noodles. Yeah, see, it is Wooton. Yeah, W-U-T-O-N. Yeah. Carefully dimensionized solid Wuton body. Never heard of it. But there you go. It did raise a few eyebrows in the comments. No, Wuton, was that? So then, let's move on to the question in question. Questions in question. Number 1. So, you sold a lot of your stuff this week. Do you ever regret selling equipment? Good question. I only ever regret selling equipment when later I find I need it, and I've done that loads of times. And we've probably all done something similar where I don't use that, I haven't used that for ages, and then you sell it, and then you get to a situation you're like, oh, why did I sell that? I wish I still had that. That's the only time. I don't actually get sentimental about stuff that much, so it's not for that reason, mostly. But I am in the business of buying and selling as well as playing and building, so I do have to sell stuff. It all builds up and then I get swamped. But it's really nice at the moment because I've got lots of space in here because I've got rid of loads of stuff that I literally haven't used and don't need. So, yeah. Not really regret selling stuff. Hey, the lamb. Welcome to the Hutch Club. Lots of different names for different woods, yeah. In different countries, I suppose, yeah. Wuton, I suppose that's a Chinese, must mean something in Chinese. Dimensioned Wuton. Carefully dimensioned. What did I say? Yeah, that's it. Dimensioned. I haven't got my glasses. Paul, I see you are playing the solid dumpling guitar. The dumpling guitar? Oh, yeah, I get you. Sorry. A little slow on that one. Dumpling guitar. Yeah, the Wuton. Is that what it means? Is it a dumpling? Yes, Luke. Yes. Bobby. Be a good boy. Go to bed. How's that? Is that creepy? The dumpling guitar. You understand? You're older, Bobby. Yeah, bedtime, Bobby. Good night. Everyone say night to Bobby. Hey, kids. Yeah, Paul. Yeah, people have said that. See, I'm one of those players that doesn't bother with tones, but yeah. This tone's a bit strange though, because that's right. Yeah, that's a bit better. A bit warmer. Yeah. Night, Bobby. Good night. Yeah, I kind of never bother with tones on guitar. I'm a bit lazy like that, you know. I think these are 9s. They feel like 9s. I haven't done anything to it. It's just as I got it. It's secondhand. Yeah, so it's just exactly as I got it. I haven't done a thing to it yet. Just haven't had a chance. But I mean, it's not bad as it is. So I should imagine once I've put new strings on and done a setup and things, the nut needs coming down a tad. Things like it would probably be really nice to play. The next, all right. Do I get a quack? As in the bridge? Or the neck? What's the front pickup? This quacky thing. That's that one. Didn't it? Oh, the neck. Sorry. Yeah, that's the neck. Never refer to them as front pickup. So front and back pickup, I suppose. Yeah, all right. 30 years been playing. Turkey impression. Yeah, it probably will with new strings, won't it, Lamb? And a setup and everything. It all just. I mean, it's okay as it is. I don't mind this, even with the tone rolled up. I quite like the front pickup. It's low output though. I feel like the Roswells that the Harley Benton use just have a higher output and just a bit fuller. How's it going? The Crafty Jake. So I haven't got my glasses on again, so I have to keep doing this. The Crafty Jake 1. Welcome to the Hutch Club. Yeah, probably ceramic pickups. They're Chinese. Yeah, it's Chinese, isn't it? Kind of low end. But I quite like that pickup actually. Yeah. It is quite Strat-like. It does everything you want it to do. Yeah, and stuff. Yeah, I love Roswell pickups. The China Skeptic. Mike, you're absolutely right. I had on my black Paisley Harley Benton. I did a video and I did a Fender, upgrade, a Fender whatever, pimp up. And I put a Fender 2-point trem on it, and the Fender stagger tuners, and the trees, and a set of noiseless Fender pickups. And the pickups lasted about a week, and I took them out and put the Roswells back in because they were just better. Everything else stayed, and still is on the guitar. But yeah, I think the Roswell pickups are really, really good. And you can buy them now, can't you? You can buy them from the interweb. The Strat Quacks. That's a good name for a band, isn't it? The Strat Quacks. I like that. Bob Marley's gone, yep. I sold, what did I sell? I sold the Blowtorch Strat. I sold the Union Jack box Strat. I sold the PV Predator. It was 4 guitars. What was the other one? Oh, and the Bob Marley, sorry. And I sold the Fender Bass Breaker, and I sold the Marshall 1912 Cab, and I sold a Squier practice amp, and I had a distortion pedal and a power bank and stuff. And it all went the next day, and I was really happy because I've been trying to sell this stuff individually for ages, and somebody bought the job lot. I had to drive to Swindon, which was about a 3-hour drive away, drop it off. He paid the fuel though, which is cool. It was all good. Well, it was a toss-up, Finny, whether I was going to get rid of this, whether I was going to sell that, or sell the Blowtorch, because I did really like the Blowtorch. But I thought of you, Finny, and I thought, I'll just put it there, look, it's just in view for you. And I thought, if I do ever give anything away to Finny, then it's kind of got your name in the shadow there. So you never know. Thanks, Mike. I've still got some more stuff to get rid of as well, but it's just really nice to get some space in here because I was just swamped with stuff, and it's only a tiny space. Yeah, it did, Lamb. Yeah, the blowtorch was nice. I liked it because, you know, when you create something yourself and it becomes, you become a little bit attached to it because you build it and it's like yours. But you know, it was a nice guitar though. It was a nice guitar to play and it was unique. But when it came to it, I think this one is just, yeah, it took it. The Predator I had no problem getting rid of, even though it was a really nice guitar. I never used it. I gigged it a couple of times, but they're impressive guitars. Those PV Predators and the Raptors. I've got a Raptor back there, which will be going as well. You can get them so cheap. Space for more bottles. So yeah, Finny, it's alright. It's still around. Don't worry. Brings us on to question 2. Which is what we're talking about, really. This is seamless. Is there anything you are attached to that you would never sell? That was question number 2. And there is a few things that I'm attached to that I would never sell. One is the Brian May guitar that some of you know about. I just would never get rid of that ever, and I actually feel a bit nervous gigging it because I've been really lucky and I've never had anything stolen from a gig, and I don't want to jinx it. Touch wood, isn't it? Oh, touch wood, Tom. But I would never get rid of that, obviously. And this amp here, which doesn't work at the moment, but I wouldn't get rid of this for 2 reasons. One, the amp itself was a gift from Ian many years ago. The innards of it was a kit which I built, and the outers of it was bought for me by my wife for my 40th birthday. So that would never go anywhere either. So yeah, I do have a bit of attachment to stuff. Apart from that, this one maybe. But apart from that, I'm not really bothered about much else. My 5-watt that I use, I wouldn't get rid of either. I'll keep that forever. Finny. Rebels here. Hi, troops. Welcome to Hutch Club. Band rehearsal in the shed. We've done that. We did that the other day. Actually, we did do kind of a band rehearsal in here, didn't we? Bit strange. Where's that hum? Definitely not attached to drummers. I have had a few drummers, yeah. I go through drummers. Although you've been around a while, Simon, so can't get rid of you for some reason. Drummers always leave me. Right then, question number 3. Why do I need a hug? Poor Simon. I need a hug because some of you may have seen that, as Mike's just said, enjoying the van work, and we've been working very hard converting the van as a side project. Had that van for a long time, done a lot of miles in it, etc., etc. And I do look after it, and I do service it, and keep on top of it, and everything else. And took it in for a service yesterday. Oil change, all the filters and all that stuff. Had some work done on the steering. There was a knock that's been sorted out, and now the oil pressure light is deciding to come on when it's idling, which is not a good sign. We don't know the extent of why it's doing that. I did replace the oil pressure sensor as well, because it was mucking around before, but it seemed to be an electrical fault because it was intermittent and only sort of did it when the lights were on and things like that. But now it's doing it like constantly. So I'm really worried now. So now I need to get an oil pressure test done, and I'm really worried about it. And I can't get anybody out to do it. So if anybody knows anybody in the Brighton area, Crawley area, Horsham area, Burgess Hill area that is a mechanic and come out and just do an oil pressure test. It's quite a quick thing to do for a mechanic if they've got the gear. Failing that, I'll have to buy the gear and try and do it myself, because I don't really want to drive it to my mechanic who's 50 miles away. So that's why I need a hug, because we've been doing all this work on it. Worst case scenario, it could mean an engine rebuild or a replacement engine. I'm hoping it's nothing like that. I'm hoping it's just something simple, but yeah. Luckily, there's no weird noises from the engine. It's driving fine. It sounds as it should and all those kind of things. But yeah, it's a worry. So I'm a little bit stressed about that, because a new engine will be about £2,000. Ever use a capo? Yeah, I do. On my acoustic gigs, I do. Yeah, on my acoustic gigs, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, whatever happens to the van, it'll have to be fixed. As simple as that. It's still even worst case scenario, 2,000, whatever it might cost for a replacement engine, is still worth doing, because I wouldn't get a van for that anyway. And I know the van, and I know it's solid and it's rust free. It flies through MOTs every year and things like that. So it would still be worth it, rather than buying another van that I don't know anything about. Probably a sludge diddy pin. A GoFundMe, yeah. I did do a GoFundMe with I call him Sexy Brad. He's called Sexy Brad, my van. He's a Mazda Bongo, Japanese import, 1995 Mazda Bongo. And I did a GoFundMe. Oh, when was that? A couple of years ago, when the drive belt snapped on the way home from an MOT actually, which it flew through, and it overheated, almost overheated. It kind of overheated, but didn't overheat because I got it over to the side of the road quick enough. But if these things overheat, then they crack the head. It's really bad. I was lucky it didn't, and I did a GoFundMe page thing for that to help me get that fixed. At the time, I was skint, and people did come through, and it was really, it was touching actually. It was heart touching that people actually gave me money to fix my van, so I could carry on touring. But I don't think I'd do it for this. It's a big thing. I don't know. Hug for Brent. Yeah, it's just stressful because the thing is as well with the van, it's not my tour van. It's my daily vehicle. I use it as a daily. I drive it everywhere. It's my only vehicle. Obviously, my wife has her car, but she works and she's away, and it doesn't work, does it? When you've got one vehicle, very well. So it is my daily commute, and I pick up my granddaughter in it when I babysit her and things, and so it gets used every day. So for it to not be working or for it to be poorly is a real stress. I did toy with the idea of getting a car and as a runaround anyway, but it's one of those things. But I'm sure we'll get through it, whatever it is. Hey, Clint. Sorry, Clint. Yeah. It is in its next stage, nearly. I'm. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just that I get really busy. It's up there. It's at that point now where it just needs polishing, and I'm just gonna give it a clear coat, and then polish it again, and then just put it all together. It's the paintwork's done. The problem I have at the moment is, one, I'm really busy, and two, it keeps raining. It's raining all the blooming time, and I don't have facilities for spraying indoors, really. So I need to spray outside, which isn't an ideal situation. It's not too bad in the summer. At the moment, it's just impossible. So I haven't really done much with it of late. Isn't that how Dave Simpson got his Strat? What, on a GoFundMe? I don't know. How do you mute the top 5 strings when you strum, but only actually hit the high E? You mean like a... I don't know what you mean. I'm not sure. Oh, thank you, Clint. Yeah, spraying outside's... I've got quite a lot of hate for that. Gotta say. I've deleted quite a lot of the hateful comments because some of them are really nasty. We try and keep it friendly around here, you know. But you can only do what you can do. But there's no problem spraying outside at all, really. It's come up really good. It's not going to be, you know, factory perfect, but it's still good. And I've learned a lot from doing it, actually, and I've had lots of help. People have given me lots of suggestions. It's been really helpful. I mean, yeah, did he? I mean, I could do a GoFundMe thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what the extent of what needs doing to it. I suppose it was different when I did it last time because it was more my bandwagon at the time. It was what I was using well, not mostly, but I was touring in it and putting the band in it and stuff, and so it was kind of related. But now it's more of a, you know, because we're converting it as a camper as well and stuff, so it's not really related to, even I do use it for my job, but it's not a tour bus anymore, so I don't know if I feel a bit weird doing that. But play the aria. I might in a minute. You really want that, don't you? You do a full strum, but mute all the strings except for the one you want to pick. You'll hear the other strings muted before you pick. Oh, I see. I don't know, Luke. I'll have to come back to you on that. It's still too vague. Kinda, but don't worry. PM me, we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Trolling comments are a sign of a growing channel, yeah. Yeah, I get that, yeah. The more views you get and the more attention you get, then the more the trolls are going to come and feed. I don't mind feeding the trolls. I don't mind the trolls. It's only when they're nasty. When it's nasty, and it's, you know, and name calling and swearing and stuff like that. Then it's like, see you later. I'll just delete that. Otherwise, it's like, you know, fine. You're gonna sell me your soul for it. I don't want your soul, mate. You can keep it. Finny area. You've got a guitar space for it, have you? Wine and jam jar. Wine and jam jar. There's a song there. I'll show that. Someone from my stream commented on one of my videos and called you a faggot. Were they joking though? Was that? It's not very nice, but like a grape preserve. Yes. Merch idea. I'm still coming up with merch ideas. We got some good ones. So I'll just put the heat back on. Getting cold. You hear that? Can you hear that scratching? Don't know if you can hear that. Frets need polishing. Oh, that's not very nice, Finny. Yeah, they will delete that kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? It is hard. It's easy to say, isn't it? It's easy to go, just ignore the haters. But when you see it and when you read it, I actually get nervous reading the comments. But you have to read the comments and you have to be interactive and stuff. And you do get people being whatever. But it is not nice. It's not nice to see. It's not nice to read, you know, when someone's being negative or someone's being, you know, nasty and whatever. And it does stay with you for a little bit. It does me anyway. But I've had it, you know, as a live performer for God, how many years? Quarter of a century I've been doing it. And some of the things people have said to me, to my face, has been outrageous. And in reviews and stuff like that, you know, it's just... But it's never nice. It's never nice. And Mike's absolutely right. When it comes down to it, if someone feels the need or takes the time to do that, then there's something wrong with them, not you. Yeah, definitely. If I don't like something, then I just move on. You know, I don't take the time to even put a thumbs down. It's just whatever. Don't like it, play the next video. You know, if I go into a pub and there's a band playing, I don't like it, I'll just walk out. I won't go and tell them that I don't like it. You just move on. Finny, you're funny, man. Yeah, people have been very nasty to me and still are, but you get old like me and then you just kind of like whatever, just drink some more wine, carry on. Yeah, exactly, Guitar Girl. Yeah, you get the ones, yeah, the experts. There's always someone with advice about anything you do as well. I find that. I get that with the van build as well. People like, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do this. You should. And you're like, well, where's yours? You know, what grounds are you saying this? It's just whatever. Try not to get too upset about it. Was the football on the telly more important? Yeah. Yeah, definitely. We all need more peace and love. There's fret buzz on this guitar, even though the action's really high. Right there. Might have some fret issues. 50k of negative idiots, Mike. I did notice on me because your last video, I don't know if it was your last video, the one on the Fender, is it the Fender Ultimate? Is it the Ultimate stuff? I don't know, but I love that video you did on that. That cracked me up. And then I read some of the comments on that, and people were being like, "Oh, really? Come on, it's tongue in cheek here, you know." It was a great video. It really made me it really made me laugh out loud, and not many videos do that. Did I hold that too? I'm sorry. I'll work on it, Guitar Girl. I'll be better. I will be better. When's my next gig? Saturday. Well, this year, Blast from the Past. Can't do it with my thumb though. It's an old song of mine. It's just this week because I had a meeting yesterday. A meeting with musicians playing songs that I couldn't play. What amp setting, Andy? I'm using the Pod Line 6. The old thing. It's on, I think it's Tweed. It's a Tweed Blues, I think. And it's got a bit of delay on it. Yeah, a bit of delay on there. And I think there's some compression as well. It's amazing because it actually does respond like a valve amp. It goes all clean, and then when you dig in, you get the breakup. It's clever, man. They had it 10 years ago. I didn't watch the video yet, Finny. I'm really sorry. Sorry, I'll show that. I did watch all your other videos. I haven't got to that yet. I've just had a nightmare with the van and everything, and I've been babysitting and things, and I haven't got around to it. Sorry, I will. Yeah, Guitar Girl. It was a good video, wasn't it? I enjoyed that. I mean, it was clickbaity, but it's in a light-hearted way, which I think is great. I think that's all right. Are you, Mike? Can I come? What's a good tube amp? Cheap tube amp. Well, anything 5 watt-ish is really good. I know that Harley Benton do a really cheap 5 watt head for like 100 quid or something. Hi, Macaroon. Behringer do some good stuff. Bulgaria. Is it Bulgaria? Do some good stuff. I think Marshall are pushing out some good 5 watts. I know you can get the Fender do a 7 watt on the bass breaker range, which is quite nice, which I've played actually, which is a good thing. Orange, yeah, Mike, see, Orange, definitely. Yeah, Macaroon, the Vox, yeah, AC, yeah. Micro Terra, yeah. There's loads that are like all reasonably priced, definitely. And really, honestly, that's all you need. I gig a 5 watt valve head, and that's all you need. But I suppose it's one of those things where you just go down and try them out. I mean, you're in Portsmouth, so you can get to PMT, can't you? They've got loads in there. You can sit in there like a little sound room all day. They don't care. And do a YouTube video of it. Star, yeah, I'm not a fan of Black Star, but we did when I did my college course. We had a 5-watt Black Star in the recording booth, and it was all right. Marshally, aren't they? I think Black Star. PV stuff, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a few to choose from. It's become a craze now, I think, more that people are buying lower wattage valve amps and stuff. Yeah, Simon knows. He's my drummer. My 5-watt is bloody loud. It keeps up the drum kit. With my all I do is push it through a 12-inch vintage 30. Just that. Yeah, I'm not a fan. There's Black Star amps in the studio that we rehearsing, and they're not great. Oh, sorry, Finny. Yes, you can. You can, Finny. Of course you can. Sorry, I didn't mean. Sometimes the comments go a bit quick and I miss stuff. Yeah, of course you can, Finny. Not a problem. I'd love that. It'll explode. I don't want it to explode my amp though. Is it high output? I like high output pickups. High output pickups are good for me anyway, because you can roll it back and just dig into it, you know, without lots of distortion, which can colour the sound and compress the sound a bit too much sometimes. That's my two things. You want me to play some fiery licks? I might. You have a neck pickup that's so insanely fat it makes your amp pop on the clean channel. Really? That'd be interesting to see. No problem, Mike. No problem, Mike. Talk to you soon. Look forward to it. Night. Does everyone say night to Mike? And go visit his channel and subscribe if you haven't. It's a humbucker. That's all right. Well, I'm gonna do a guitar build soon, so maybe it could go in there, and we could call it the Finnycaster or something. Something like that. The Finster Blaster. Yeah, that's even better. The Finster Blaster. I like that. Okay, let's move on. We haven't done a question in a while. Question number 4. I can't read it. What does it say? How many more subs do we need to get to 2,000? Last I looked, it was 50. No, 55? 55, I think. Hang on, let's have a look. We'll do it right now, live. Let's see how many I need to answer that question. On YouTube Studio. No, 56. I've lost one. 56. 56 to go. And then we're doing the giveaway. What's your progress of writing a cover for a song? I'm working on one, but I'm not making much progress. So I was just, yep. What's your progress of writing a cover for a song. How do you mean? Do you mean like covering a song and making it your own, or writing your own song? Play the aria. Yeah, but it's not the title of the stream, is it? And then if people come in, they'll be like confused. But I will, for you, Finny. Watch your ears. Oh, I see, yeah. Ooh, it's on that pickup. This is what I mean, the difference between this pickup and the Encore. So much nicer. Yeah, rewrite someone else's song in your own style. Yeah. Yeah, it depends on how you want to do it, really. I mean, you can, like, take a song, and I've done this before, and obviously I can't demonstrate because I'll get copyright strike. But, like, for instance, I took Basket Case by Green Day, and changed all the chords to, like, not jazz chords, but, like, some nice major sevens and stuff like that. And then made it like a jazz piece, if that makes sense. I could maybe do a video on it, and I'll like unlist it and send it to you on what I mean. But it's kind of like thinking outside the box a little bit sometimes. Alternatively, it's like doing something that suits you. So it's how would you play it? On my acoustic set, there's a lot of stuff I do that is quite far from the originals, and people often come up and go, oh, I love the way you did that, that was amazing. I recognise the song, but you did it completely different. So it's that's how I approach things. It's like, well, not how I can make it better, but how I can make it me, so to speak. And yeah, changing the chords is, or searching for alternate chords to use can change the whole flavour of something. I mean to do a video on that, actually. I'm going to do a video on that soon, anyway. There she is. Yeah. Yeah, the jazzy bit. Yeah, I know I can play my own songs, yeah. This guitar's great. I love it. It's so bluesy and so out of tune. It's sat next to the heater. Shouldn't put it there, should I? Go on. Go on. There we go. Aha. So. Yeah, like rewrite someone else's song in your own style. Yeah, exactly, yeah. You could take anything and make it into anything. You could take a classical piece and make it a metal piece, or you could take a pop song and make it a blues song. That kind of thing. And that's what turns heads, you know? People go like, ooh, that's interesting. You're going to make a blues rock version of In the Year 2525. You're having trouble with it. Getting the sound out of your hands, yeah. It depends on the chords, really. It depends on... I'd have to look at it, but it depends on what chords are being used and what chords you could use to make it more of a blues rock kind of feel. You might find that you could use the melody from the song over just a standard blues rock progression. Anyway, that's something you could look at. Without hearing the song, it's really hard for me to say, really, but maybe I can help you with that. Guitar Girl's quiet. Soaking it in, aren't you, Guitar Girl? Delilah. Alright, yeah, sorry. Is your fiance's song. You made it a metal song. Play that way again, I'll burn your guitars. Ah! Yeah, you don't want that kind of reaction. Yeah, definitely supposed to misbehave at 19. Oh god, I can't say it. Koznikov. How you doing, buddy? I hope I'm saying that right. Can the Strat play jazz? No, probably. No, the Strat probably can. I can't. Not really. Ian has underwear older than Finny. Yeah, definitely. See, I can't play jazz. Definitely not. It's not my thing. Those eyes. Those eyes, Finny. You an eye man. Funny stuff in the Hutch Club this week. You're an aria man, are ya? You don't have one. Have you not looked for one? Have you not looked for one over there? Don't they not have these on eBay and stuff? I know they're not common, but they're knocking around. Have a look, you'll be surprised. You want this one? You want this exact one? Wow. Start the bids. I've got to buy a new engine for my van. Start the bidding. Five potatoes. Cool. I'm not gonna play it. Five potatoes and a monster neck pickup. We're getting closer. Blast us with your aria. I'm not really in the mood for blasting. Oh god, don't forget your clothes as well as your shoes, Ian. Yeah, but we can't say that, Guitar Girl, can we? Because I'll get copyrighted. You know, they're watching. They're everywhere. Right then, let's move on. Question. We haven't done a question in a while. How do I compare the Encore to the Harley Bentons? Interesting question. Because they're kind of like the same kind of price point, aren't they? I mean, the Encore. What would you compare it to on the Harley Benton? Not the black paisley, but their version of the Telecaster, I suppose. But I think I'm looking at it. I'm looking over there. You're like, what's he looking at? This particular Encore, which is the Trev Wilkinson obviously designed Encore, right? Against a Harley Benton, even though the price point is slightly different because this is a little bit cheaper, it's probably fairer to put it up against a Gear for Music because they are exactly the same price range, which was my Bob Marley guitar, which I sold. I would say it's a very, very close thing, but the Harley Benton is a better instrument just for the extra 20-30 quid, definitely, mainly because of the pickups. Everything else is okay, you know, it's pretty similar, really. When I'm looking at my black paisley Strat, I have a nice gloss neck and it's got a skunk stripe, and it just feels more quality than this does, and it's a little bit heavier and stuff like that, and it's got the better pickup. So it's close though. I think they would definitely onto something here. The pickups let it down. That's the thing. I would rather have it. I would have liked to have seen this at like 130 quid price point, the same as the Harley Bentons, with better pickups, than the 100 quid price point with these crappy pickups. Then it would be a real contender, a competitor with the Harley Benton stuff and the Squire stuff, for sure. So basically, what I'm saying is, you can buy this for 100 quid, swap the pickups out, it'll cost you 130 quid anyway. Or you could buy the Harley Benton, which is probably slightly better. So not quite. I still believe Harley Benton are the best budget guitar. Five potatoes and all your... So it's gone up. You're going to give me 5 potatoes and all your spare pickups. How many pickups are we talking about? A nice outfit for a gig on April Fool's, Ian. Yeah. Out of all the guitars you have, which one would you say was your favourite? Tricky. Electric guitar would be the black paisley. I've only got 3 electric guitars now anyway. Yeah, black paisley, an acoustic guitar. I want to say the Brian May guitar because it's that. But to play is my Yamaha, my little black one. I've actually got more acoustic guitars now than electric guitars, haven't I? No, about the same. The same. You gonna go check how many pickups he's got? Pickup lines. I don't need pickup lines. I'm way past all that. I was past that at 17. I don't think I ever had a pickup line in my life. You got 7. Okay, let's move on. Another question. While Finney runs off and counts his pickups. What have we got? Number 6. When was the Hutch Club... Can't read my writing. When was the Hutch Club originally named, and what was it for? I don't quite understand this question, Mark. Hutch Club was named like 2 streams ago. Somebody said something. Somebody said it, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. That's it." I don't understand the question. The question in question is not understood, really. Stop. Yeah, sorry, I did stop. I mean, if I get copyright striked on this stream, I could literally lose pennies in ad revenue. So I've got to stop. Because I need like hundreds of thousands of pennies to fix my van. It's all out of control, isn't it, the copyright thing, really. There's a new thing now that YouTube are doing, and I got a message the other day saying that you have to tell them if your videos are aimed at children, or they're like children videos or something. It's not about whether there's children in it, it's whether it's for children, which is crazy because they're not putting adverts on children's videos anymore. So if it's like a channel that does stuff, like, I don't know, Rainbow or something, or the Wiggles, they're not going to be monetized anymore, as far as I understand it, which is awful. You got that message, did you? No, or the logo. No, that wasn't the Hutch Club. That was something else. That was going to be used. That was just going to be used as a logo. It was just a thing. I was going to put it on some merch, but it was kind of taking the mickey out of the Playboy bunny logo, because it was like a bunny, wasn't it? It was like a with the Hutch. I could still use it for this. Yeah, copyright stuff is really out of control, and it's. I mean, the fair use thing just doesn't seem to work with YouTube at all. I mean, how can you teach guitar if you're not using examples of people, of guitarists, you know, and songs and things. It's just, it makes it almost impossible. So did I. Oh, sorry, what's that in context to? I've lost that. Oh, you're about to scream. I can't find your basket. Don't worry about it. YouTube email. Is there such a thing? Just message me on Facebook. Facebook message me. We're on there, aren't we? What's happening with my merch? Not a lot. I don't know what happened with the baseball cap thing. I had it all set up, and they haven't got back to me. Weirdly, so I'll think I'll do something else. You've got one pickup. I want 100 pickups. You changed your strings weeks ago and didn't cut the ends off properly, so now the high end stabs my hand every time. I'm too lazy to cut them. You could you could roll them up. One thing I used to do years ago was, because I break a lot of strings, I've always broke strings. I break a lot of strings. So when I used to string a guitar, I used to leave it long, and then just wrap it up. So on the end, you just have loads of like wrapped up string ends. So when I broke a string, I could take the ball end, tie it back on, and restring it. Which I sometimes still do, actually, when it's needed. That was a little pro tip for you. And it also stops you stabbing your hand. Yep, I have, Mom. It's just a occupational hazard, as they say. And a sack of spuds. Ah. Well, pro tip for next time, Luke. When you put the new strings on, just wind them in, wrap them up, or roll them up, whatever you do. Yeah, something I used to do. It doesn't look very nice though, unfortunately. It just looks a bit of a mess, but it's great if you can't afford to change your strings that often and you break strings. People say to me, it's because you need to file this down and you need to do... It's not, it's just my heavy hand. Is that true, Andy? If you leave all the YouTube trolls come out, what do they say? What do they say about your long string ends? I mean, that's ridiculous. Do they really? Do they? I expect they do. Actually, I know they do. Have you had that? Have you? That's crazy. Actually, no, I can believe it. Some of the comments I've had have just been outrageous. There's a guitar channel. I might have mentioned it before. There's a channel I follow called Dr. Jake, and it's Dr. Jake's very British reviews, and he cracks me up, but he gets so much hate. And then he does like response videos on it. He's hilarious. You should check him out. You got 4 humbuckers, a set of telly pickups, and a single coil neck pickup. Cool. And a sack of potatoes. We're getting there. So you just need, how many's that? So you need about another 80 something more. You haven't got the end of the one you put on the blowtorch. That's lazy, Mark. You know you can do it without snips. You can just, just get the wire and just go, and just do that backwards and forwards, and it will snap off eventually. Well, it won't even take that long. You get the stress the metal and it snaps. More hugs for me. Hug my van, poor thing. It's because I've abused it, that's why. Anyway, let's go on. Next question. 7th question, and it's the last question. What am I going to do with the Encore Telecaster? Well, I'm not going to keep it because it doesn't speak to me really. I'm not even sure I want a Telecaster. I don't mind Telecasters. If I get a Telecaster, then it has to be one that I feel something with, a connection with. I think that's important when you have an instrument, and that's why there's certain instruments you just don't get rid of, because you just feel a connection to it somehow. It's really hard to explain. Guitar players will know, all you guitar players will know what I'm saying. It doesn't speak to me. I appreciate it for being a good instrument for the money, and I could pimp it up and I could do this to that and could do that to it, but it just doesn't do anything for me, so it is going to go. I will definitely give it a set up and all of that, and like I normally do, and then just flog it. Either that, or I could do like I did with the Gear for Music one and strip it down and do some artwork on it and get Harley involved and do a new artwork on it. I mean, who's famous for playing Telecasters? My question to you: who could we put on there, like we did the Bob Marley guitar on the Les Paul? That's something. Maybe, I don't know. Hey Frank, if my life depended on it, could I fake bachata guitar style? No, probably not. No, probably not. I did make a guitar in that vein recently, but like inspired by how they put their pickups in acoustics. But it's a skill itself. I'm not sure. Jimmy Page studio recordings were on tellies, were they? Is it well known enough though for a... Oh, Rolling Stones. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Status Quo is another one, isn't it? Is that desirable enough for Jeff Beck? Yeah, good one. Why are you sad, Finney? Francis Rosie. Finney, why are you sad? But I think actually it'll probably just go. I think I'll just probably just sell it. I probably won't bother. It's not in bad condition. It's got like a couple of dings on it, but it's not terrible. I'll at least get the money back that I spent on it, I think, and get to keep the guitar stand. which I needed. So I'll probably put it up for 60 quid and, you know, take 40, 50. He's pining for his aria. Richie Kotzen, not familiar. Actually, I have to look that one up. Tommy Emmanuel. You play telly? He's an insane player, isn't he? Right. I did not check out Greg Cock. I don't want to say that. Yeah, Tommy Emmanuel, man. Insane. I watched a video recently with him at, with Chappers at, what's it called? I can't remember. Keith Richards. Yeah, this is the thing for like doing a artwork on a guitar and then trying to sell it to the, you know, the general. It has to be someone that's quite famous, like in the general. So like Bob, like with the Les Paul, we toyed with like Slash and Jimmy Page and Bob Marley. I did the Bob Marley thing because there is actually a Les Paul with his picture on it, a different picture. That someone sells. Epiphone, I think. Andertons. That's right, Clint. Sorry, that went out my brain then. So obviously, if we did a Strat, then the obvious ones would be Jimi Hendrix or Eric Clapton, yeah, stuff like that. But I know there's loads of others. But Telecasters, I'm a bit like, don't know who plays a Telecaster. That's household name, you know, to make it more desirable for someone to buy it. Maybe for art, you know, for wall art, if nothing else. You're going to trade me a bottle of Captain Morgan now. You've seen Tommy Emmanuel live with your Guitar Girl. Brilliant. I love his guitar boogie thing that he does. You know that? Yeah, all that stuff. It's amazing. Do a Strat with Brent. I don't think anybody buy it with my face on it. Prince. There you go. Well done. Macaroon got it. I reckon that would be the one. Prince, yeah, of course. And it's kind of, you know, relevant. Recently died. Wasn't that recently, but yeah, you got it. That's the one. Anderton sent you a Bash Squire bullet, did they? Pretty famous, yeah. Pretty famous and dead, which is, you know, unfortunate for him, but fortunate for marketing. You'd buy a Strat with my face on it. You'd have to blowtorch it. That would be quite funny, actually, Finny. Maybe when my channel's bigger, it would be quite funny. Zapper, yeah. Did he? Do guitar to promote the Blue EP. Yes, you did, but it probably would not get far. He had a super strap with Donna's face, and I didn't know that. Frank Zappa. Gotta love that. See, in the late 80s, I was quite young still. I would have been, I don't know, I was doing guitar at that time. I think, yeah, I must have been. So I would have been about 13 or something. Just starting to play guitar, so I might not have been into Frank Zappa and stuff. Not that I was ever into Frank Zappa, but aware of Frank Zappa and all that sort of thing. But at that age, so it might have passed me by. Finny, where you going? Where you going, Finny? Where do you think you're going? You can't leave. You can never leave. You never leave the Hutch Club. The Hutch Club leaves you. I am 60, yeah. My IQ is 60. We've run out of questions. I've run out of questions. So yes, the encore is going to go. Anyway, that was the end of that question. I'm not keeping it. It doesn't... We don't connect, you know. It's not me. Although I haven't tried it at a gig. I usually try guitars at a gig before I make my mind up completely. So maybe I should do that. But I know those pickups are going to annoy me, so... Oh, sorry, Finny. Do you know what? You did send me that before. I forgot. Are you going to plant a tree for the 20 million tree thing? You're going to have to tell me what this is, because I don't know what it is. Do I have to plant 20 million trees? Finny's getting a plane to come and steal the aria. If I get a break in, I know who to blame, don't I? Hey, my cardigans. I've got a whole wardrobe full of cardigans. I do love a cardigan, you know. I've been wearing cardigans for a long time. I love a good cardi. I love it when winter comes and I can put my cardigan on. It's like early September and I've got my cardigan on. My wife's like, "Why have you got your cardigan on? It's like 25 degrees outside." Come on, it's winter now and it's September. You know, cardi's on. Love it. Why do I limit it to 7 questions? I don't limit it to 7 questions. We actually did a stream where I did 8 questions not so long ago. It's just that 7 kind of fits within the hour-ish. I know we've gone on longer than that, but originally the streams were designed to be an hour, and it kind of worked with the flow. When I had less people chatting, though, when I only had like 4 people in, it kind of flowed to fill that hour. I could probably do streams now without having any questions. It was just that you need something to, you know, keep it moving. I could just probably do it with you asking me questions, or us just chatting, or whatever, which is fine by me. Now, wrong with a cardi. The tree, yeah, sorry, Finny, you need to explain what the tree thing is. I'm not 100% sure what that is. Primark cardies are my go-to cardies mostly. I think I've got some next ones. I don't know where this one's from. I don't really take much notice because they get bought for me. I don't think I've ever gone cardie shopping. They get bought for me. I love cardie. I like cardies and I like hoodies. Everyone on YouTube is planting trees for something. And the goal is to plant 20 million trees. I was not aware of this. I'll have a look at that though. I'll plant a tree. Can it be any tree? Any kind of tree? When are they doing this then? I'll plant a tree. Can you plant it anywhere? You'll have to give me the details. I'll look it up. They're doing it now. Any tree I like. Anywhere I like. It's interesting. Well, I'll look at it, definitely. Yes, I would definitely love to plant a tree. I am tired. I haven't slept much in the last 3 days. Anyway, been stressing out about the van and stuff, and and I've had Macy all day, and she's not very well. Although she's still hyper, as she always is, but she's just like snot and stuff, and coughing and snot. So it's been an eventful day, and because the van's poorly, I can't take that out, and it's been raining, so you can't go out anyway. So I've just been stuck in, and she's been jumping on me all day, and we've been learning words and things, and watching Shrek. And she's been snot, and then getting fluff on her face with the dried snot, and then won't let me wipe it off. Things like that. It's been like that all day. Where are you going now? He's on his way, isn't he? He's on his mobile data. He's coming. It's not worth it, Finny. It's just a guitar. Swim in the channel. You'll get deported. Yeah, I know. It'll work out, I'm sure. It'll work out. It always does. These things are sent to test us, you know. When are you gonna start? Her guitar music lessons. We was actually talking about getting her a keyboard. Robert Dice are doing this like 54 note keyboard with a built-in microphone and everything for 15 quid. It's something ridiculous. And she loves when I play guitar, and when Harley plays guitar, she loves it. Obviously guitars, she's too small for that, but I thought, well, get this keyboard, and it's an actual proper keyboard which will make loads of sounds, and she can play, bash that about, which is like, will get her started, I suppose. And I mean, she has the little toys that have the keys, but you only get like 5 keys, don't you? And they're not. They make dog noises and cat noises and stuff. It's not really the same thing, but yes, we're probably going to get her that. So when she's over, she can muck around. I think she'd love it. So that's how we're starting that off. She seems to be interested in music. Oh, your dad's English. So do you have an English passport? Is that how it works? I don't know. Hi, Jason. Oh, thank you, man. Hughes and Kettner. Yes, I have tried a couple of Hughes and Kettner amps. When I've been amp shopping and stuff, did try a couple of Hughes and Kettner. and very nice actually. I was actually quite impressed. I didn't go with them, but maybe I should have, because the amp I did end up going with, which was the Fender Bass Breaker I've just sold. Um, good stuff though. You're gonna talk guitar strings, right? Yeah, guitar strings. Okay, my take on guitar strings. You might be shocked. You might not. Probably not. But the guitar strings I use now and have done for, and I was endorsed by Rotosound for years, and I ditched Rotosound. I use Harley Benton extra value strings now on my acoustics and on my electrics, and I buy bulk sets of like 24 strings for 30 quid, something like that. It's ridiculous. They're ridiculously cheap and they're excellent. And you know, I'm playing this guitar right now with Harley Benton extra value strings. They don't feel any different to any other string I've ever played or used. They last just as long. They're just the same. I don't think there's a lot of difference in it. I think a lot of it is just marketing and nonsense, to be honest. I know that a lot of people favour Diodario strings, and actually they're not the most expensive. And I actually like Diodario strings; they feel good. There is a subtle difference, I think, with some of them. But honestly, if you're going to pay, 15 quid for a set of strings as opposed to £1, 12, whatever it is, for a set of strings, it's that point of diminishing returns where it's just like, is it really worth it? Buy the cheaper ones and change them more often, you know. I think that's my experience with guitar strings, and I've tried them all pretty much over the years. Air guitars have the best strings ever. Your air guitar doesn't make any sound. You have to go pow. It comes out the mouth. The amp's in the mouth. Pow pow down pow pow pow. You have to do that. That's what you're doing wrong. You always break your air guitar strings. No, the Harley Benton strings. You'll be shocked. And it was I don't know if you ever heard of a guitar player called Rob Tognoni from Australia. He tours the blues circuit and stuff, and he said he was the one that actually put me onto them, because we were talking about cheap guitars, and because he plays a Squire Strat, tours with a Squire Strat, and we got talking because I play cheap guitars as well. I don't see the point in spending thousands of pounds on a custom shop to chuck in the back of a van, and do you know what I mean? So we got talking, and then he said about the strings. And I was endorsed by Rotosound, and so it was on all my stuff. Rotosound. And he said about the Harley Benton stuff. And buying the Harley Benton stuff without any endorsement. There you go. Harley Benton, extra value strings, 10 gauge. It's still cheaper, 3 times cheaper than the endorsement deal I had. They all break, Simon. They all break. Doesn't matter what brand of string I buy, they all break. You've got a 1993 Cherry Strat. Obsolete Korean company. Ooh, nice. No, they all break. I used to buy Alexa strings and they broke as well. It's just me. I break them. That's the thing, Guitar Girl. Yeah, it's like, well, do you know what? They're so cheap. I can just chuck a set on, do a gig, replace them for the next gig. It's like £1 a set, and that's generally, if I'm touring, that's generally what I do. Well, I swap the guitars, so I rotate the guitars around and just keep changing them. You got fresh strings every gig. It's great. If they break, don't matter, does it? Doesn't cost anything. That's all right, Macro. Tell you what, try them, and then you'll be surprised. Give them a whirl. I mean, you don't have to necessarily buy them from Thomann. I think some people do sell them on eBay a little bit dearer, but you can at least buy one set rather than paying the postage from Thomann. But give them a go. You might like it. I find their acoustic strings seem to last for ages. I don't tend to break their acoustic ones. And they stay really good for a long time. Really impressive. But I think they're all made in the same factory as the other string anyway. It's like the Harley Bentons. I think some of them are made on the same line as the Epiphone. So it's like the they do a version of the acoustic I used to have, the Epiphone J, the one that you got, Ian, J200, and Harley Benton do the exact same guitar. It looks exactly the same. It's got different pickups in it, but it looks exactly the same. And apparently, it comes off the same line, and they just put a different stamp on it. And you're like, and it's half the price. It's the same thing. You're buying the same thing. It's the same with the guitar strings. I think it's just they package them in different. It's like that. Whatever deal they've got with the distributor. Thomann being a huge company and buying them in such massive amounts, probably get such a good deal on them, and rebrand them. Different packaging, it's that. So you're probably buying something that's actually something else. Does that make any sense? I don't know. I think you know what I'm saying. I've asked for Thomann vouchers for Xmas. Yep. Harley Benton in the new year. Harley Benton's definitely worth buying. Their return policy is so good as well. Even if you get something and it's not great, then you can send it back. They're really good. Their customer service is really good. I'm not endorsed by them. I just think they're great. It means you can have the guitar that you always wanted and not, have to take out a bank loan for it. Ever broken a bass string? Nope. I don't play bass that often though. I probably would if I was a bassist. I probably would. Finny always break my heart. Fast fret, as in Macaroon. Fast fret, as in, is that the lubrication stuff that you put on? The cleaner stuff. So what happens? You try to cross the channel, Finny. What's your opinion on U2's The Edge? His use of effects, Marmite or Genius? Not really a fan of The Edge. He's a rhythm player, isn't he? I mean, it's a unique sound, isn't it? It's like that kind of thing where, I mean, it's like if you hear Brian May, you know it's Brian May. If you hear U2, you know it's The Edge. It's that thing, isn't it? Would I call it genius? Probably not. Effects can cover up quite a lot, can't they? But I mean, U2, huge band, way more successful than me, so I shouldn't really say much more. But yeah, not genius, no. Not in my opinion. Strings on Your Mind acoustic lasted 43 years. Oh, right, yes, they did. Sorry. I was slow on that one. Yes, they did. Mark gave me a guitar to look at, and the strings were 43 years old. Oh, dear. Yeah, the string cleaner lube stuff. Well, yeah, I mean, oh, pardon me. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, really. I mean, if you're a home guitarist or whatever, and then probably a good idea, because it's just going to prolong the life of your strings, and it's going to make it feel nice, and every time you play and stuff like that. If you're gigging and then, like we were saying, buying the cheaper strings and then changing your strings out all the time, there's probably no point in it. I generally just use some furniture polish, clean the fretboard, take the strings off, furniture polish, clean the fretboard up. Maybe lemon oil now and again, just to keep it, if it's a rosewood or that kind of wood, not if it's maple. And that's it. I used to use WD-40, believe it or not. I did that for a long time. I used to always spray the nut with spray the nut with WD-40, and that would just a quick and then that would work its way down the strings anyway. But the problem with that, and that was really good, and it, wow, so silky, and it would help with preventing corrosion and stuff. But the problem with it is, there's loads of people say, oh, you shouldn't put WD-40, it wrecks the guitar. It doesn't. I did it for a long time. It doesn't do anything to the wood at all. The only problem with that is it softens the skin up on your fingers. And you end up tearing the skin. I used to get sore fingers, so I stopped doing it because of that. But I know a lot of touring guitar players use WD-40 and carry a little can of it. I don't recommend it though, because I just don't. Disclaimer, whatever. But I did do it for about 10 years. That's when all the trolls will come out. Hearing that, the trolls will be like, WD-40 on your guitar, how dare you? It's gonna wreck your neck. No. Yep, Mark, thank you very much for putting them up. I don't often get to watch them, but last good album I heard. Ooh, I don't listen to music very often. I'm really bad at that. The last stuff that I was probably listening to was John Mayer stuff. And it wasn't even like his recent stuff. I sort of went through a phase in the summer of I just got obsessed with John Mayer for a little bit, and I listened to all of his stuff, everything, but especially his trio stuff, and got well into that. Then I went through a stage of buying vinyl at car boot sales, and I bought some old stuff, some Fleetwood Mac and some Clapton and things I found. But I'm quite bad at listening to music. Yes, Jason, the HB35 green purple thing is going to be a finished guitar. It's not actually mine. I'm doing it for someone else, and they're very patient with me about it. It will be finished. I promise. And it's going to be a whole working. Yeah, it's going to be a finished thing. Blue, yeah, my EP, yeah. I haven't listened to that either in a while. Shame, innit? I'm gonna have to go and top up my refreshment. If I leave you here for 2 seconds with Freddie, you'll be okay, won't you? If anybody new comes into the chat, then just explain. I'll be back in 5. Not even 5. BRB. Thank you. See you later. That was Freddie, people. What did I miss? Freddie moves on out here. So it's gone too quick. I've missed everything you said, but you can catch me up. Let's put the heat back on. Jesus, it's cold. It's freezing out there. Freezing, Finny. It's freezing. Woo. Streaming under the influence of old age. You're funny. God, I wish I hadn't gone outside now. It's so cold. He's on warm. So did Freddie behave himself? Did he say anything he shouldn't have said? Was he inappropriate? You can tell me. It's alright. I'll punish him later. Anywho, I had an interesting message about this guitar earlier. With my pickup in it, somebody messaged me and asked me if I could do it to their guitar for them. You want to hear it, don't you? Mind your ears! Mind your ears! He was the perfect host, was he? If unsubscribed. Come back, Philly! It's the same volume as anything else. I told my girlfriend. Told your girlfriend she'd drawn her eyebrows on too high, she looked surprised. Yeah. Your loss. Can you get by only learning the pentatonic position, or do I need to start learning diatonic too? You can definitely get by only learning the pentatonic position. It depends, really. There's plenty of really great guitar players that only use the pentatonic position. I use the pentatonic positions quite a lot, and yes, you can. That's the short answer. If you know the 5 pentatonic positions and how they all work in relation to everything, I would strongly suggest learning major scale alongside it. Definitely, it will open up a lot of doors. You don't really have to go much further than that. All depending on what you want to do, though. In my opinion, I have to say that, because the trolls will kill me. Yeah, so yeah, so when you say major 3 steps up, you're referring to the relative major and relative minor. So, like an A minor pentatonic pattern, 3 steps up would be C major. It just means that they share the same note. They share the same key signature, so they share the same notes effectively, but in different order. The way I would describe it is major has all the melody and minor has all the mood. That's the simplest way I could describe it. So if you can blend the two, you can have incredible melody and have the moodiness as well when you want it. You know, you can tap into both and go from side to side. And knowing that your relative major is only 3 frets away, or your relative minor is only 3 frets away, it opens up a whole world. If you know it, if you know those patterns, or know those scales. They're not even patterns; they're scales. There's a very cool Dutch band called Domar, but I think they sound a lot less cool when you listen to it and you don't speak Dutch. It's a pity, because I'd really recommend. Well, you know, music's music though, isn't it? I mean, it's like, I mean, a lot of the time, even like English-speaking singers, you can't understand what they're saying. I mean, Fall Out Boy, for instance. Have you heard some of their early stuff? You can't understand a word he's saying. But if the melody's there, the melody's there. So, I'll check them out, Luke. You've got a video of you burning your studio down. Well, yeah, definitely post that. You blowtorch your studio. I mean, it's a step further than blowtorching a guitar, isn't it? Quite a few steps further, I'd say. Well, if it's going to keep you warm, I'm sure Guitar Girl Mum would approve. Probably not. There's no worries, Jason. There are some. I do cover that on some of my tutorials on my channel. With the I'd go through all the pentatonics and all the majors that are relative to. Yeah, they're all relative to each other. In the Unlocking the Next series that I did. So it's all there. But that would be definitely. I mean, that's how I play. Let's put it that way. I always try to find the one, which is the major. I always try to find the one first, and then everything else is just unfolds from that. And the major scale you can then alter as well, and you can the minor pentatonic as well. You can add the notes. You can add those little funky notes. You know, the flat fives and the flat sevens, and and you can schmoodle in and out of those, and you just add that kind of spice to it, to the playing. But learning those fundamentals first, and getting them in the brain is key. Who's my favourite guitar-related channel on YouTube? At the moment, I love Dave Simpson. He is a man after my own heart, and his playing really speaks to me. I think I'm obviously not comparing myself to him or anything like that, but I think we come from the same place. When I watch him play, and I'm like, I completely understand what he's playing, because I would probably approach it the same way, even though we sound different, and have different skills and stuff. Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's like, he is really great, and he has a whole tutorial section on his channel as well, with all about majors and minors and stuff. So yeah, definitely him. I actually used is it Marty Swartz? I used one of his videos the other day to learn. I was learning Little Wing for a band, and I used his tutorial. It's quite a cool channel, massive channel. And what's his name? Chappers from yeah, I quite like him. And I like other guitar related channels, other than aside from tutorial channels. I really like Know Your Gear, which is Ian McKnight. I really like China Guitar Skeptic, which is Mike. Who else do I watch? Guns and Guitars. If you ever Rob Chapman, that's it. If you ever Google Guns and Guitars, he's cool. American guy, real cool. Does some really good stuff with guitar builds and things. Yeah, Dave is having some problems at the moment. I talk like I know him, I don't. But I just, only because I've watched so much of his stuff, so I know what's going on. Guitarologist, yeah, I've seen some of his stuff, pretty cool as well. Do like him. And Crimson Guitars as well. Crimson Guitars is really good. I forget his name. Big dude with the tattoo on his head. Amazing. Does some amazing stuff. Yeah, Dave Simpson, the mad genius. Yeah, definitely. When he plays, it's interesting to watch, because it's just like he goes into another self, if that makes sense. Steve Stein. I've not heard of him. Always looking for other channels though. Oh, there was the geezer as well. What's his name? From Germany. Corey Mura, I think it was. He had a cool channel, and then he disappeared. And then he came back, and then he disappeared again. But he did a lot of Harley Benton reviews and things, and that's how I actually got into Harley Benton, was through his channel. Yeah. Yeah, the funniest German you know, yeah. He's a cool guy. I did I actually haven't done a YouTube video on it, but I made a Gracie stand. I've got a couple of them out of snare stand and a mic stand and stuff like that. I'll probably do a YouTube video on it at some point. And I had it on Facebook, and he messaged me, Corey. It's like, man, that's so cool. You'll have to show me how you do this. You know, it's like, I was like, yeah. So I did a little Facebook video and tagged him in it, and he said, this is how you do it. You know, he's a cool guy. If I send you the guitar with the parts and all, can you do it up and send it back to me? Of course I can, Finny. Of course I can. Yeah, man. Let's have it. Send it over. What is it? What you got? So I should have got my glasses when I went to the fridge. Agu fish? Is that agu fish? Agu fish. That's a new one. I haven't heard of those. Haven't heard of them. It will take 2 years. The 1971 Hohner Arbor series Les Paul. Hohner's interesting because I've played some Hohners and they've been utter crap. Pardon me. And I've played some other Hohners and they've been absolutely amazing. A little bit like Aria. It can be like that. Pick up some Arias and you're like, this is just... And then you pick up some others and you're like, whoa, that's a guitar. It's been gutted for the last 2 decades. What do you want to do into it? You'll have to tell me. You'll have to send me like your instructions and what you want. The only worry I have with guitars that have been left is the state of the neck. If it hasn't had tension on it for that long, I mean, has it got strings on it? Probably not. It's probably alright, but it depends on where it's been stored and things like that. And obviously the quality of it can have a twisted neck or might be a problem. But is it a through neck or a bolt on? Oh, that's okay then. I mean, you're okay taking strings off a guitar and leaving it for a little while, but if you leave them too long, they can do things. Yeah, cool. Cool, bolt-on's easier. There's a whole debate with bolt-on necks, and I used to always be snobby about Les Pauls. Not that I've ever really had many Les Pauls, because I'm not really a fan, but I always had this thing that if it's a Les Paul or an SG, it should have a through neck to be quality. But then look at Strats. I am drinking white wine at the moment. This is a little bit of white wine. I wasn't going to tonight, but it's been a stressful week. Alright, Finny, cool, man. Send me a picture. I'll gladly work on it. It'd be great. It looks like pee. Well, that's white wine for you, isn't it? Cheap white wine. You're gonna have a beer or two tomorrow night, of course. German beers are different, yeah. German beer's nice. There was another reason I needed a hug, as well. Nobody knows this. I was actually offered a Russian tour again for December. Originally, I was offered to go to Russia in February, March time to do for 3 weeks to drive across the country. I didn't know exactly what it was all about, but I can't do it because I've too many commitments here and I can't go away for that long. And then the same guy asked me today if I would go and do a 5-day tour like I did in March, in December, and I can't do that either because I've got loads of gigs booked over that time, and I was like, no, I can't, and it's a real shame. So that was another like, oh, you know, that would have been excellent, but yeah. One of the bridge posts don't want to stay in the hole. That's all right. We can sort that out. That's all right. It's not a prob. Has it done anything to the finish though, Finny? Not that that really matters either. We can get around that. It does, yeah. I know. I had to stop myself. Jason. Get copyrighted again. It changed the world. I think it was. You know the one. If I could reach the... Yeah, that. It's crap that you can't play stuff. It's just like... When I was on Twitch, I was just like, yeah, let's play some songs and we'll have a sing and, you know, and... you can't do that on YouTube. It's frustrating. Oh, I finished the road one. That's good then. That's alright. Real road wear. So it's an old Honer, isn't it? Bit like my which you can't see because it's behind the cardboard, but my 1960, whatever it is, 1962 acoustic. It's up there. It's so old that there's literally no finish left on it. Sounds like crap as well. That's alright then. Yeah, that's alright. Send it over, man. Well, yeah, we'll just sort it out. Is it monitored? What for copyright? It is, yeah. They've got an algorithm, a bot, or whatever it is. I've had loads of copyright warnings. And what usually happens is I'll make a video and I'll be demoing a guitar or something, or I'll use a backing track, or I'll play something, and it will come up. Usually it comes up after you put it up, out, which is annoying. But I've actually had it in the editing process. I've been editing the video, and then it comes up as a warning saying that you've been there's a copyright infringement between 6 minutes and 7 minutes and blah blah blah, and it's been claimed by Universal Studios. What? So then you have to go back, listen to it, and then they say what they're comparing it to, which is handy. It's a copy of this song. So then you go and listen to the song. You're like, actually, it does sound familiar, or it doesn't. So you either cut it out the video, or you can dispute it. But if you dispute it, then it delays you putting the video up, and it's just an absolute ball ache. And you think, me doing that it might, I don't know, copyright strike me, which is absolutely ridiculous. And that's how bad it's getting. So you have to be so careful. So now when I do my guitar demos, I don't even use backing tracks. I used to use free backing tracks that I got from this site, and they're just free. They're copyright free. You just use them, sort of thing. And a couple of those got picked up because they were similar. And you're like, ugh. I'm just demoing a guitar. It's not. It's just silly. So now I just demo the guitars freehand, or I use my looper. I know I can play my own songs. Nobody's interested. You feel like a pleb begging for someone's attention. Well, I'm the biggest narcissist here, so don't worry. It is strangling everyone's content. You're right, Jason. Definitely. I feel really bad. And when they first started doing it, there was like some of the big, I mean, like the really big channels. I can't remember the name. I'm really bad with names. You probably get this. The foreign guy. I think he's French. Amazing guitar tutorials and stuff. Watched quite a lot of his videos. Someone's probably going to tell me who he is in a minute. Millions of subscribers and stuff. And he did when they started doing it, and he was like had so many videos like demonetized off his channel. And obviously these guys, that it's their living. So it's like a massive impact on their income. It's crazy. And the thing is like YouTube. The copyright strikes don't come from YouTube; they come from an outside source, and then you have to then argue it, and YouTube stay out of it. You know, it's weird. I think they're changing things a little bit now, but it's not fair. I think even going back to Dave Simpson, he had quite a few of his videos because he was doing stuff like how to play like Hendrix, how to play like Peter Green, how to play and that kind of thing, and a lot of his videos got demonetized as well. And it's what people don't realize is it can take, like, some of the videos I put out can take up to 12 hours to make one video, so it's a lot of work. They don't all take that, but it can be like that. Yeah, to go from playing in front of thousands of people to sitting with the masses watching someone else, it's a bit of a shock. Yeah, it's the way it's like the way it's going, isn't it? It's weird. It's moving with the times, as they say. Jason's from Germany. Hey. I was gonna say that's not a Jason. Jason's not a German name. From Newcastle, right? Cool. Gallifrey. Am I saying that right? Luke's from Sweden. Yeah. Oh, it's jumped. Something jumped then. Netherlands. Yeah, Jason, yeah. It happened, I think somebody played this chord. Which is like a F sharp over D. And it got copyright striked. But just because he played that chord. Because it's from an Ed Sheeran song, apparently. Because Ed Sheeran owns that chord. And it's that stupid. I'm from my mum. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The dumber you're at, the more views you get. Yeah. I'm definitely with you on that. Ed Sheeran should be demonetized. It's funny. I don't mind Ed Sheeran, but it's not my thing. It's not my kind of music. But I did actually try learning a couple of Ed Sheeran songs for my acoustic set, and I just couldn't do it. I tried, only because people kept saying, "Do you need Ed Sheeran? Do something." So I tried to learn a couple of songs, and I just got like half an hour in to try and learn it, and I'm like, "Oh, this is doing my head in." I can't. You've got to like what you're playing, right? And but I respect, he was a busker and stuff, and if that is a true story. Yeah, reaction channels, right? Yeah. Did he? I didn't know that. Ed Sheeran played a song with Eric Clapton. 2016 album. Did he really? I'll have to check that out. Being a Clapton fan. I would love to play in Germany. It's weird. The only place I've ever played abroad is Russia. I haven't ventured anywhere else, but I've never really had the opportunities to do it. Or else old geezers get grumpy. Yeah, and intolerant. Definitely. AC/DC own that chord. Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous, right? It's just a chord, isn't it? D over F sharp or F sharp over D, whatever you want to call it. You know, crazy. I own this chord. It's my chord. I use it all the time. F sharp minor 11. I love that. And A sus 2. I use that a lot. So you can't play it, it's mine. Especially musicians, yeah. Oh no, Finny. Get going, mate. Go, 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 go. Man. What's happened? Oh, don't tell us, just go. Oh, Finny. Yeah, go on, Finny. If you're still here, go, 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 mate. Go sort that out. And we'll catch up next time. You got tickets for OMD. 80s throwback. Who's OMD? I'm missing something there. Gets me when people block when you don't even monetize your channel. It's like they don't want the ad revenue, yeah. See you next week, Finny. Take care, mate. All the best. See you later, Finny. Take it easy, mate. Hope it's alright. Orchestral maneuvers in the dark. Never heard of those. Of all the blockers to my videos, the most surprising was a flock of seagulls. Oh, a flock of seagulls. Sorry. I've heard of those. I would imagine those guys would be happy to have the exposure, but I couldn't even do a backing track. Well, that's crazy, right? There are some prima donnas out there. There are. Come across a lot of those in my career. A lot of those. You know, stay humble, man. Feet on the ground. You know, we're all people. There's no excuse really. Macaroon. Well, the Hutch Club, which started off as a weekly Wednesday Q&A and other guitar stuffs. I think this is about the 12th stream or something now. Is every Wednesday, at 7 p.m. UK time. This week it had to be tonight because last night I was working on some stuff and I couldn't do it. So sometimes it gets moved, but not very often. So usually it's, you know, I always announce it if it's going to be moved. So yeah, we just hang out and I do the what I tend to do is I collect 7 questions. People send me questions through Facebook or on here or Twitter or whatever, and then we do those questions through the stream, and then people are free to ask questions through the stream, or we just chat or whatever. And usually I have something like a guitar or like the Encore or something else, and we just talk and we just hang, and that's it really. That's our stream. And it's called the Hutch Club. So yeah, you answer your question next Wednesday. Next Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Sharon Osbourne likes to block everything from Ozzy's solo career, does she? Yeah, I'm probably. Yeah, Jason, I reckon it's one of those things, isn't it? You hear it and you're like, oh yeah, I know that. It's that kind of thing. Is it getting cold in England now? The past few nights here in northeast USA, been 70. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it is cold. I'm South England, which is the warmest part of England. We don't often get snow down here. You do very rarely. And the summers can be like tropical down here, which is annoying because we have humid weather, so hot and humid doesn't ever work. But yeah, it's cold. The last few days have been really cold. Usually it's not terrible, but it's been ice on the cars in the morning, and it's, you know, that kind of thing. And it's a bit chilly now. It just seems to be raining a lot at the moment. It's like not normally like that. It rains every day at the moment, and I've never known it like that. You gonna move my? Sorry, Jason. It's just Brent. Just look at my name. Look for my name, Brent Hutchinson. Well, that's the band. There's 2. So you got Brent Hutchinson Band. Hang on, there, which is the band page. If you just search for me, which is just Brent Hutchinson, there's not many people with my name. So, and I'm the most, you know, active Brent Hutchinson on social media. So, I come up. If you want to, yeah, if you want to PM me, then my personal page is better. If you want to follow the band as well, definitely. -10 cold. No, it doesn't get that cold here. It gets like in the night it might go down -4, something like that. Maybe a little bit lower. Daytime at the moment, daytime's going up to probably 10, 12. That kind of thing. The coldest time here is sort of January, February, March, those months, and then you get to the end of March and it starts warming up a bit. January, February are the worst. They're the worst ones. That's when we get our snow and storms and all that kind of thing. if we get snow. We don't always get snow, and that's when it can go. It can be like daytime 4 degrees or something, or 2, that kind of thing. But in the north of England, it's a whole different story, and it's only a few hundred miles. Hey, he's following me on Twitter. I will confess about Twitter. I don't really. I'm trying with Twitter. I'm trying to be better, but I don't often get on there. Instagram, I'm quite bad as well. I tend to do Facebook and YouTube. It tends to be my 2 go-to places, and then I'll do Instagram sometimes, and then not enough. Twitter, I forget. I forget because Facebook's linked to Twitter, so everything I put on Facebook goes to Twitter, so I think I don't have to bother. And then sometimes I get messages going, "Did you get my post on Twitter? Did you get my question on Twitter?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't look." So I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to check in at least every day. I do forget. And of course there is the unofficial BHB page. Oh, pardon me. YouTube channel, which gets all the bootleg stuff going up, which is actually on my homepage. There's a link there. There's a link on the side, like suggested channels, and my daughter's channel too. Check her out if you're into makeup. No, not really. We've been doing the van builds. The van builds is on there. Have you found loads with my name? Really? Really? Hang on. I'll do this. I don't even know what profile picture is. Let me see. Oh, that's my profile picture. Can you see? It's me with a guitar, looking like I'm farting. It's my granddaughter up there. Did you get that? It's all right, man. I'm very active on Facebook. I'm you know, if you ever want to contact me or anything that's new goes up. It's all, you know, Facebook gets regular updates. My personal page gets regular updates, and I've just got a friend request from Jason Carter. There you go, and I'll add you right now. And this is how it goes, right? And of course, I live on my phone. Hasn't come up on here yet. There we go. There you go. Job's a good one. Job's a good one. We're connected. I know that Facebook is not for the young people anymore, is it? It's like for us oldies now, apparently. Everybody's Instagramming and tweeting and WhatsApping and things. He's back, Finny. What happened? You alright? What's going on, Mush? You alright, dude? Okay. Yeah, welcome back, Finny. Oh, Finny, mate. This pickup is I have no idea. It was just one of those things that was knocking around in the workshop, and it was an experiment to try this idea, which isn't perfect. It works though. It does actually sound quite realistic. I was quite shocked, but it is actually wired into the EQ system as well, so you can actually. It's got quite a convincing acoustic sound. The only problem I have with it is it's too far away from the strings. I don't know if you can see, because it's a sound hole bung, so it goes in, so the pickup's quite far away. So I need to figure out a way of getting it higher. I don't know what the pickup is. I think it was out of. It might actually have been out of the Gear for Music Les Paul. I think it was out of that because I upgraded the pickup, so it's probably out of that. Put the monster pickup in there and some thin gauge strings, and we could like blow people's minds. Indeed. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe I could. I don't know. Actually, I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I need to raise the height of it, and I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. We'll get there though. But this guitar, yeah, it could. Yeah, we could. Yeah, could blow people's minds with it. It's a vintage Trev Wilkinson, right? Picked it up for, what was it, 22 quid, I think. Good little guitar. Ah, Philly, good idea. Good idea. Good idea. I like that. Wonder if I could stack it with another pickup. You're onto something there, Finny. Like I did with my sound hole pickup, the Harley Benton pickup, when I put the magnets on to raise the height of the higher strings, which were getting lost in the. Do you know what I mean? They were like, if you remember that video, it's like it was like the top strings was quieter than the bass strings, so I put the little magnets on there, and then it balanced the sound out. Good idea. Good idea. That could do it, couldn't it? Saturday I'm in Hayling Island at the Hayling Billy. All right, Jason. Usually I don't usually go this long. It's just that it's been one of those days, and we were just chatting away, and I thought we'll just keep going. But no, it's all right. You can. Don't feel bad for leaving. I'm probably not going to go that much longer anyway. I'm quite tired. I haven't slept much lately, so I need to, and I haven't had any dinner yet either. I need to go get something to eat. So yeah, you're 1 hour ahead. What is it now? 20 past 10. Yeah, it's getting on a bit, isn't it? Okay. Pickups on pickups. Yeah, so that's basically what a noiseless pickup is, isn't it? It's a single coil on a single coil. It will definitely change the sound. A long magnet. I reckon you're onto something. Ooh, I can hear a collaboration with Finny coming on. Yeah, you're like me, Mark. I tend to do that. Doesn't matter what time I go to bed, I only get like 4 or 5 hours. I'm awake. Is that an old age thing? It's like I'll be really knackered and I'll go to bed really early, like 9 o'clock or something, which is rare. I'm awake at 2 and I'm up. I will play the RAF for you, Finny. Of course I will. I'm drinking an empty head, yeah. You had food poisoning from a German sausage. I'm over the worst. Watch your ears. Lemonade. Lemon burst. Sleeping on the unit for all day. Finger and 8 minor. Lovely. Yeah, this guitar, Jason, is really nice. My chord. Where did the cross-eyed teacher get fired? He couldn't control his pupils. Wow. Hey, Finny. Never say never, mate. Who's my musical naughty secret? That's a question, isn't it? Who's my musical naughty secret? That's it. I don't know how to elaborate. That's what I'm going to say. Elaborate on that, Jason. I like that. My musical naughty secret. Yeah, elaborate, please. Been playing long things. It's true that. You don't need theory, Finny. You don't. You just need the basics. You need the foundation. Apart from that, you can just... Once you got that, you can do anything. Yeah, nothing wrong with the Backstreet Boys. Oh, I see. I see. Okay, my musical naughty secret. I actually like... Thing is with me is I actually like what I like. So if I like something I hear, then I like it. And I actually like songs. I like Oasis, and I like Robbie Williams. I like Take That. Do you know what I mean? It's like I like things that I shouldn't like. If you know, in the pigeonhole I'm in. But my thing is like if I like something, I like it. You know, I don't care what it is. So it's like, yeah, that would be my naughty secret. Would be like, it's like when I've done interviews and stuff for blues magazines or radio stations and things like that, and they're like, "Oh, who are your influences?" And I'm like, "Oh, you know, the usual stuff: Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Robin Ford." But it goes deeper than that. The question should be, what music? Yeah, what do you like? What do you like listening to? That should be the thing. Yeah, so it's a good question. That's a really good question. I like that. Definitely. Yeah, you like melodies. I like songs. You know, it. Frank Marino. Yeah. Your solos all sound the same. They just sound like scales. Nothing I play sounds the way I want. Well, my that's the thing, Philly. It's like you're obviously playing scales, which is great. But it's like you say, if you play scales, which is, and you should play scales, you should learn the scales and all that kind of thing. But if you practice scales too much, then that's all you're going to play. So practice not playing scales. Hard thing to get your head round. Try bending the scales. It's like the Matrix in it, that there is no spoon. You know, it's like the question should be, is that right? Is there a spoon or something like that? I can't remember. But it's like learn the scales, lay the foundations, and then bend it all. You know, and experiment. Some of it will sound crap, but then sometimes you'll be like, "Oh, that sounds nice." You know, it takes time. That's all I can say. It takes a lot of time. Mm. If it all sounds the same, then go back. Go backwards. You know, go back. It's like a scale. How many different things can you do with that? You know. there's so many different things you can do. So it's like, you know, that's just, you know, so on a solo you could go, or you could go, you know, that's the difference. You know, it's all about phrasing and bending. You're at a really good place actually, Finney. If that's where you're at, then you're at that point where you can start. And you just got to break through that wall. What one guitar teacher said to me once, it wasn't Gary Shaw actually, it was someone else, who said, try to think of it on a vocal standpoint. You know, like, you know, and then go, and try to play like a singer might sing it, rather than like a guitarist might sing it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. As if you're singing. Yeah. Oh, hello. Josu? Can you make a Piazzo wraparound bridge? That's interesting. I don't know, actually. A Piazzo wraparound bridge. Trying to think. I've got one handy. Nothing with a wraparound on it. No, I've got wraparound in the workshop. A Piazzo wraparound bridge. Now, there's an idea that I wouldn't mind trying. I mean, I suppose technically you could. Piazzo wraparound bridge. It's the vibration transfer. That's because that's how the Piazzo pickup would work, right? It's getting that enough, you know. But technically, yeah, I reckon it could work. Yeah, sorry, Finny. Yeah, come back. Yeah. And do you know what? I don't even think it was a guitar teacher. I think it was a John Mayer video I watched, and he was saying the same thing. I think Clapton said it before as well. It's like, it's like breath, having air. You know, it's like the thing with playing guitar is it can end up being, you know, with no breath. But a singer would breathe, so it would be. Do you know what I mean? And that just gives it more realism and more dynamic, and you know what I mean? Really hard to explain, but yeah, I hope you get that. Gracias. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. Joshu. Or is that if you're from Spain, that might be the J might be a H. Is that right? Hoshu? I don't know. You'll have to correct me. You know, you get George Benson, yeah, right. It's like I mean Hendrix used to do it as well, and I do it sometimes. It's like. You know, and it's a good way to practice. You know, and it can help you phrase, you know, because you're gonna naturally run out of air, and that can help you phrase. Don't give up, Finny. Never give up, man. We all hit walls. We all hit walls. I did it for years. I was like that. I was in a rut for about 10 years. I was playing in a duo, and I was playing the same thing night after night, not going forward, and I felt exactly like that. This is it. You know, I'm at the top of my abilities, and it was okay. You know, I was playing okay, but 10 years on, I look at that person, I think, wow, I'm so much more advanced than you were. You know, but I was in that area for ages. Greetings from Madrid. Are you from Madrid? Um, Hola, right? Just been to Spain. Calademias. Calademia. Calademia. Yeah, Luke, you're right. I think, Finny, I think it depends on what you're practicing as well. I mean, if you're practicing like rudiments or you're practicing fundamentals, then that's great, and everybody should do that. And what I mean by that is like practicing your technique, practicing your scales. You're on your tips, you're alternating your picking, you know, you got your posture right. All those things, it's all very, very important. But when it comes to musicality, that's a different kind of practice. Practicing backing tracks is really great. I do it myself, and I've done that for a long, long time, and I still do it. But like I said, it's all about then taking your knowledge and what you've learned and making it musical rather than sounding mechanical. And it sounds like that's what you're saying. It's like everything sounds the same, so it all sounds mechanical. But you're at that position now. You're at that point where you're transitioning from that mechanical kind of sound into a musical sound. I don't think you're as bad as you think. Yeah, exactly, Jason. Yeah, exactly. It will come. Just keep going, man. And sometimes, like Luke said, sometimes a step back is a good thing. Sometimes it's like, do you know what? I'm just gonna like I've been doing this and doing this and doing this, and it's not working. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna take a week off, whatever. Not even a weekend off, whatever, from practicing. You'll pick the guitar up again, and you'll be fresh, and things can happen that way. It is a slow thing. When I've been playing 30 years, and I've been playing music longer than that, because I played piano when I was 6. I played guitar when I was 13, and I'm still not where I want to be. I don't think you ever stop chasing it. Um, I always feel like I've got a limitation. There's always something when I'm playing, and I'm like, oh, which in my brain I'm like, oh, but it doesn't come out, and I just don't think that ever stops. So, and my guitar teacher and my guru, I call him Yoda, has been playing 50 odd years, and he's amazing. He's like, your jaw drops when you watch him play, and he says the same thing. And he has hit brick walls as well. And I remember because I used to teach with him at the college when I used to teach there, and at that time he wasn't even playing. He was teaching, but he was like, I just don't play. You know, he hit a wall and just didn't play anymore. And then all of a sudden it all just came back. So it is a thing. Don't beat yourself up too much about it, and yeah, just take a step back and just think. Try to think musically rather than technically. No, you're not. And we never stop learning, absolutely, until the day you die. Okay. You, yep, you can play fast and heavy and hard. That's good. It's all good. It's all good stuff. You'll do it, man. Honestly, you'll do it. I know you will. You've got it in you. This is why you're here, isn't it? This is why you're in this community, because you love it. And when you love it and you're passionate about it, then it's going to happen for you. It will. I guarantee it. It's the yeah, that's what you're saying. It's like you've got the technical stuff down. You've got it. You know, it's the phrasing stuff. It's going back and being musical, and you know, that's all. It's just a whole new. You're on a whole new chapter now. Oh, you need your mum. Oh, bless. Random E from Jason. That's all right, Jason. It's because you're tired. You probably fall asleep. Oh, hey, is it time for work? Oh, Finny. I think she's gone, mate. Unless she's fallen asleep too. It's been a long stream. It's been the longest stream I've done. I'm gonna head off soon as well because it's getting a bit late and I've got to get up. But yeah, I hope. If I fall asleep second after sex, well, yeah, it's kind of given, isn't it? That's what happens, isn't it? Welcome to the smack. What's worse is if you fall asleep during sex. Don't fall asleep during. If you fall asleep during, especially if you're a man, then that's bad. Your cat walks over. We have a random cat that just comes in my house for no reason. Yeah, you're right, Finny. If that's never happened to you, you're all right. There is time. There's time, though. Well, that's an extra pleasure, isn't it? Okay, so it is getting on. It's been a long stream, this one. We did a long one. I needed it, so I thank you all for it. I needed it. I needed to get away and just, you know. So it's been good for me. I'm not being rude. I'm just checking where we are with the subs right now, because the big giveaway's coming up, right? Oh, wrong button. So where are we? Okay, 2946. So what's that? 54. So we need 54 more, and then I'm doing the giveaway, which is the CDs, the albums, the bundles, the T-shirt, and all that kind of stuff. So those that are new might not know, but there is a video. I'm not sure. I think it's my trailer video. My trailer video should be the giveaway video. So if you like and subscribe and comment on that video, then you're automatically entered into the draw to get the stuff. I think maybe someone can correct me on that, but I did set up as that. It should be that. Yeah, do that, Finny. Yeah, and we'll sort that out. We'll sort it out, Finny. No, it's not UK only. No, it's because it's like CDs and stuff. So I'm doing it as a everywhere. That's fine. If it's not on it should be as my trailer. But YouTube's been funny lately and mucking me about. But if it's not, then it's not too many videos away. I'll probably title it as like a big giveaway or something. So it was recent. to celebrate getting to 2,000 subs, and then I was giving away some of my albums and things like that. There's a T-shirt left out of my old merch and stuff. Yeehaw! No worries, man. All you got to do is just, subscribe, like, and comment. How I'm gonna do it is every comment will have a number. So the more comments you put on there, the more chance you have to win. Does that make sense? So every comment will have a number up until how many comments there is at the end of it, and then it would be like a bingo thing. I'm not sure 100% how I'm gonna do this yet, but I think you can get apps and and then I can put everybody's number in, so you'll all have a number or series of numbers. So whatever comment yours was will have a number, and then that will go into a random thing, and then it'll be picked up. So obviously the more comments you put, then the more chance you'll have to win. I think that's how it's going to work. I think. But there's like 5, I think there's 5 prizes on there. And then we'll do a live stream, we'll do it. Be good. Yeah, that's funny. What are you giving away? Freddy? The video's called Free Stuff. I'm doing a giveaway. That's it. Finny knows. And Freddy explains most of it. Don't you, Freddy? This is Freddy. And he features in quite a lot of my videos. And he's his own thing. It's Freddy. And he explains it on the video. But there you go. He's watching the studio at the moment. He's fine. A true Hutch Clubian? What's that? He knows all the videos, do you? Right back. Have you watched the vlogs from a year ago? Actually, another thing as well. I'm coming up to my year anniversary. 22nd of November last year was when I did my first vlog. Even though the channel's 10 years old, the channel's never been a channel really up until that point, and I did my first vlog 22nd of November last year. And I had 300 subs. Might have been less than 300, 290 something. And I did daily vlogs for 100 days. And Freddie was there. Weren't you, Fred? Yeah, he does it. Anyway, so we'll wrap this up. I don't think there's many of us left. No problem, Jason, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. And any tips I can give you, glad to do it. I pretend I know everything. I don't know everything. Maybe you can give me some tips. Do you know what? It's funny how much you do learn from other people as well in these things. I learn so much from this community. It's great. He's in there. He's in there. I didn't even get a chance to say what we're going to say. How do we end the stream? Straight in there. He knows it. Alright, so we're going to let you lot get to bed. So as we say, Turkey impression, in how we end these streams. Luke. Good stuff, man. Cool. Right. So what do we say? I mean, he's already said it. That's what I always do. I always go, so how do we end the stream? And but Finney's in there. He's done it. So, this is how we do it. We go. Peace.